1, 2, 3. Good.
Test, test. Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little. Yep.
Okay.
Try again.
Test, test. I think we should be good. Test, test.
A little bit more.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect, yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to New Lisbon High School for today's softball sectional final here in Division 5. It'll be the Hillsboro Tigers out of the Scenic Bluff Conference against the Assumption Royals out of the Merriwood South Conference here with a trip to state on the line. Steve Maves alongside Paul J. Glinski here from New Lisbon. Our second year in a row here in New Lisbon. Appreciate the fine hospitality from our friends here in the southern part of the state, but that's all thrown out the window with a good softball game here today between Hillsboro and Assumption here this afternoon.
Yeah, Steve, I was going to say it feels like deja vu all over again, but the reality is you and I were together on night one when this Assumption Royal team played Sevastopol, and the young Royals, you didn't quite know what the season was going to bring, but they have grown and improved and got a lot out of a lot of contributions out of a lot of players that maybe you didn't expect, and they find themselves now just a win away from a return trip to the state tournament, which is pretty improbable. Speaking of pretty improbable, their opponent today from Hillsboro has never made the state tournament, so either you're going to get an unlikely return trip for the Royals, or you're going to go ahead and have a first trip down to Madison for the Tigers. So a pretty exciting day here on just a beautiful sunny day.
Yeah, the thing looking and doing a little research beforehand, Hillsboro has 3 straight regional title championships. The thing that the Tigers have run into have been the Assumption Royals' last 2 sectional final opponents. In 2022, they lost to Blair Taylor in the sectional semifinal. Assumption played Blair Taylor at Allman Bancroft, went on to win and head to the state tournament. Last year, Hillsboro lost to Seneca, and then Assumption played Seneca here at New Lisbon in the sectional final as well. So they have been very close, just haven't been able to get over that hump. This year they have, and looking to make history for the Tigers.
Nice win for them on Tuesday night over the number 1 seed in that sectional, Ithaca, in terms of where it goes. So for Hillsboro, they're a chance to kind of come in. I'm sure everybody can see on the camera they've got almost a fluorescent orange uniform that should really pop out on camera. And for them, Steve, really, they're fueled primarily by 2 really outstanding players. The first is their pitcher, Jalen Bloor, who has 135 strikeouts, I think you said, in like 158 innings or something like that with it. So big inning pitcher, averaging just a little bit over a strikeout a game. And then they have one particular hitter, Michelle Hansen, Michelin, excuse me.
Yeah, very unique.
Yep. Michelin Hansen. My apologies. I'm going to get that wrong about 9 times. Just so in the chat, I'm going to apologize to Michelin and her family all the way across the way. But that being stated, I won't apologize for the outstanding season that she's put up as she leads this team in batting average, RBIs. I think she's hit a home run this year, so just really an exciting ball player, and she's going to be number 7 in uniform number as you kind of follow along. For the Royals, Steve, it starts with Anna Schooley up at the top of that lineup. Obviously, she plays shortstop, but power and speed all the way kind of throughout the top of the lineup, and maybe nobody having a better season than the Royals catcher, number 1, Claire Nelson, who's hitting .621 on the year, 41 hits, leads the team in RBIs. A left-handed swing, and really a field general for Coach Nelson and Coach Sill. And then, we've talked a little bit as of late. The Royals in this playoff run has been fueled primarily by outstanding pitching from Macy Vollert. Macy has been solid on the mound, and we'll see if that continues today.
Yeah, she'll need a big performance in the circle for the Assumption Royals defensively. And again, going back to how from the top to the bottom of this order is getting the job done for Assumption. Lexi Stofflet, a freshman all-conference player. Jess Norton has stepped in big as the DP. And then Delaney Hahn, Kylie Carroll playing a good defensive right field for Assumption. Not having the year, obviously, she would like to have at the plate. But Delaney Hahn sparking a 2-out rally in the second inning. Against Pepin Alma on Tuesday. Assumption went on to score 6 runs in that inning, or 5 or 6 runs with 2 outs, and all started with a bloop by Delaney. And then that's been the key this year. How can the bottom of the order help the top of the order? And that's exactly what Delaney did the other night.
Absolutely. Steve, today the Royals of Assumption will be the home team. You want to go ahead and inform the group, our listeners at home, of how that's determined?
Yeah, so they had a coin flip when Hillsboro showed up, being a neutral site, and they determined that via a coin toss earlier, about 40 minutes ago. And I don't know who won the coin toss, but Assumption is the home team. They'll bat second. Hillsboro will bat first as the away team.
The other thing that's kind of unique is, again, I always say there's 3 teams on the field in a game like this. So our umpires today all have the same last name. You and I were deducting. It appears to be, from what we've seen, maybe it's brothers and sisters. It could be perhaps a son joining a mother and a father. But again, congratulations to the umpires and all the umpires working today's ball game. As you take a look at it. So other than here, where we appreciate you go ahead and tune in. Pretty busy day of sports or of baseball, softball on the network. You want to walk the viewers through what everybody can find if they go visit ZaleskiSports.com, Steve?
Yeah, well, the big thing is 48 teams will come into today in softball. 24 will punch their ticket to the state tournament. And today Pacelli and Newman Catholic had already started at 4:30. Mosinee and Rice Lake, of course, Assumption, and Hillsboro, and then down in Blair Taylor will be Auburndale and who's Auburndale play? Oliva Strum. So more so that there's so many games, so many teams going to state. We constantly talk about it. 3 teams from the Merriwood South are vying for a chance at a state berth today.
After an inning and a half, by the way, over in Stevens Point, it's Pacelli 2. Newman Catholic 0, so the defending state champs looking to go ahead and once again punch their ticket down there with an early 2-0 lead.
Jason Zaleski had an opportunity to talk to Charlie Nelson today. We'll hear from Charlie here in our pregame show and get you ready to come back with your starting lineups. An opening pitch, you're watching high school girls sectional final softball on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to our pregame coverage brought to you by Midstate Technical College, visiting with Assumption Royals softball manager Charlie Nelson. Coach, tell us about the season. It'd been kind of a run of conference champions, but you play in one of the toughest conferences in the entire state. So just tell us about the meat grinder of a regular season that you had.
It's really helped us here, as we got into the playoffs. It really steel sharpens steel, and our conference definitely was really tough this year, as you could tell by all the teams left playing. I mean, we have 3 of our 6 teams are in conference finals. And the only teams they've lost to are teams from our conference. Like, they were eliminated by our own conference. Over there, the regional finals over there was 4 Merriwood teams. It's been tough. And with us having a younger group this year, bringing 5 freshmen in that are playing some important innings. And I heard a really good quote the other day. I shared it the other day is sometimes you just need a longer runway. We got off to a slow start. We just needed a longer runway.
Through a handful of playoff games thus far, you've outscored your opponents 37-5. That's an impressive number. Tell me about the playoff success so far.
Well, our pitching's been excellent. It always starts with that. The runs we've given up have kind of been our own fault at points. Got to play defense behind it. We've had a couple flubs, but the great thing is the girls have recovered and kept on making plays. And offensively, we've just been hitting the ball really hard. I've been so impressed with their improvement, especially in the bottom part of our lineup. They are definitely playing their best ball, and hopefully that continues.
Defense always starts with who is in the circle. So those that are unfamiliar with Royals softball this year, tell us who's in the circle tonight.
Well, tonight it'll be Macy Vollert. She has pitched probably about 65% of the innings this year. We're blessed to have another pitcher in Ari Kavanaugh that we are super comfortable bringing in at any time. Both have pitched and won really big games this year. Macy beat Pacelli. Ari beat Laconia on the same day, gave up 1 run in 14 innings. So we are able to rely on having 2 really quality players. And Macy's kind of taken on the role of the lead starter here in the playoffs and has done a great job.
And obviously the catcher is a big part of it too. Tell us about the catching experience behind the plate.
Well, she's special, that one. It's my daughter, Claire. She's done a good job. She works really hard back there. She's working for her pitchers. Our pitchers really appreciate it. Getting those little edge calls, how you're framing, the work you're doing, the fact that we're really hard to run on when she's behind the plate. That's been really – and she's been catching these 2 kids since they were like 7, 8 years old. So there's a lot of familiarity there.
And then I'm sure you tell your pitching staff, but tell us, how do you talk to your pitching staff about throwing strikes and knowing that they've got 7 behind them that are there to help all game long?
We discuss that a lot. Rob spends a lot of time on trying to get them to hit the pitches we want them to hit. and hit it in the places we want them to hit it. And we've done a really good job hitting our spots and then defending behind it. Kids knowing their jobs, knowing teams are going to bunt on us because our pitching can be overpowering at points. And then we've done a really good job of taking that short game away. And then they're stuck trying to drive runs in, which Macy's throwing really well, and that it gets harder.
Welcome back to New Lisbon High School as we get you ready for sectional final softball here on Zaleski Sports. If you want to go back and watch that entire interview with Charlie Nelson, that is on YouTube on Zaleski Sports. On this exact page, you just have to scroll back a little bit and find that entire interview. Again, we are going to do our best with the camera here. We are perched up behind center field in Paul's truck bed here at New Lisbon High School, so we'll try and move the camera as we can. But this is the best vantage point that we have with two guys that are just hanging out at a softball game. But it should be a good day. Beautiful, beautiful day here in New Lisbon and throughout central Wisconsin and south central Wisconsin. But it's going to be a good day for softball here and throughout the state as we go through our starting lineups. First, as they have their ground rules meeting at the plate. Batting first for Hillsboro, the second baseman, number 12, is Elizabeth Cairns. Pardon me. Batting second at shortstop is number 3, Michelle Hora. Batting third and doing the catching is number 1, Kiana Liska. Batting fourth and at third base is number 7, Michelin Hansen. Batting fifth and in the circle is number 2, Jalen Bloor. Batting sixth in the left field is number 22, Madison Harritz. Batting seventh and at first base is number 9, Peyton Sullivan. Batting eighth and in center field, 00, Carmen Erickson. Batting ninth in our right field is number 6, Harper Sullivan. Being out here and having the opportunity to hear some of the conversations that these Hillsboro girls were having, I'll tell you, Madison Harris is loose and ready to go. She was having a good conversation with us, and she's ready to go here today.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Madison, I think, is a good reflection of where I think Hillsboro probably needs to be in this game. You have to be appreciative to be here. You have to be able to go ahead and have some fun and be able to enjoy the experience. Steve, very, very few teams get an opportunity to play for the right to go to state. And obviously only half of those teams get an opportunity to punch that ticket. So shout out to Madison as promised in terms of where it goes. And again, it'd be interesting to see the keys to this particular game, Steve. I feel like an early lead could swing some momentum in this. I feel like, again, just getting a chance for the two pitchers to see each other. One of the things you see with Hillsboro is that they definitely put the ball in play and score a lot of runs on the season.
They're going to have a pregame festivity here. We don't have a mic behind home plate today. So it is national anthem time. Again, we apologize. We don't have a mic behind home plate. So we are going to step aside for our national anthem and then come back with the Assumption starting lineup after this on Zaleski Sports.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Welcome back to New Lisbon High School as he gets ready for today's broadcast and today's sectional final game Reminder, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Key Savings Bank. Unlock the best home, auto, commercial, and personal loans in the Rapids area at Key Savings Bank. No matter what you're financing, Key Savings Bank has the personal touch to put you at ease. Dream big with small rates at Key Savings Bank. As well as at the end of this week, tomorrow, make sure to visit Marshfield for the Marshfield Dairy Fest. It's May 31st through June 2nd. Check out marshfieldchamber.com for all the details. See you in Marshfield for a fun-filled weekend starting tomorrow. Going through I think they're going through all the participants. We'll go through the Assumption starting lineup. Batting first and at shortstop at number 21, Anna Schooley. Batting second and at second base is Ari Kavanaugh. Batting third and behind the plate is number 1, Claire Nelson. Batting fourth and the pitcher, number 2, Macy Vollert. Batting fifth and in center field is Lydia Smits. Batting sixth and in left field is Lexi Stofflet. Batting seventh, the DP is Jess Norton. Batting eighth and in right field is Kylie Carroll. Batting ninth and at third base is Delaney Hahn. And the flex player, I guess you could call her, number 33, the first baseman, Madison Moss. And going through the starting lineups here for this sectional final. Glad you're joining us here on Zaleski Sports, and make sure you tell all your friends and neighbors and strangers and who else, but a trip to state is on the line here from New Lisbon here this afternoon. Good crowd on hand from Hillsboro. Not that far of a drive for the Tigers. Really not that bad of a drive from Wisconsin Rapids as well. As I guess one tough thing for for Assumption is that they've got soccer tonight as well at 6 o'clock. So a majority or a handful of people that would usually come to softball, games was kind of split the difference, and a handful of them stayed home for soccer. And a handful of them here for softball as well. Again, still finishing up with our pregame announcements.
By the way, Steve, to clear that up, not Lynn, Landon. So we are now assuming that maybe you might have a father and 2 sons or 3 brothers. But again, to kind of clear that up in terms of where it goes, the name on the sheet we had got was Lynn, as in, so we assumed maybe it was kind of from there. So again, my apologies to the umpires. Congratulations in terms of where it goes. Again, always a treat to have a sectional, whether it be semifinal or final. As you'll see, that's a 3-person umpire crew. That's something that you're maybe not used to seeing during regular season. One person will start off at third, one person will start off on the first base line, and then, of course, you have the home plate umpire calling balls and strikes.
It's a picture-perfect day here. We'll get you our numbers for the opening pitch as Assumption taking their warm-ups or their spots on the defensive side. As Macy Vollert, the junior right-hander, will be in the circle again for Assumption. 74 degrees, very slight wind out of the south, and humidity just at 38%. So it is a very comfortable afternoon here in New Lisbon, and very slight wind. So unless somebody really puts a drive into one, home runs might be a little difficult, more difficult of side of things here today. Assumption in their normal white pinstripes, blue socks. As Paul mentioned, Hillsboro in their fluorescent neon orange tops, black pants, and pinstripe socks.
One of the things, Steve,
or stirrup socks, pardon me.
If you remember right last year, this field was rock hard. We had some rain. The field absorbed the rain really well, but the infield was like hard, like playing on driveway parking lot. Today, it appears to be much more powdery and soft, so it'll be interesting to see where you take a look at it. I think for Assumption, there's some familiarity with the infield and from the position. We'll see where nerves kind of rack in this particular ball game. I think every half inning is important, but this first half inning for the Royals, I think, is really important to get up with a 1-2-3. And if you're Hillsboro, I think put a runner or 2 on base, perhaps scratch a run across, get an early lead, take those jitters away.
Big shout out to Athletic Director Scott Lenz from New Lisbon. Absolutely outstanding, and appreciate Scott's effort here in his first year as a head athletic director. Elizabeth Cairns on, and the first offering this afternoon is a strike at 5:04 in the afternoon here in New Lisbon. 74 beautiful degrees.
Again, appreciate everybody at home that goes ahead and joins us this evening. Assumption is the home team as there's a ground ball hit to second base. Kavanaugh fields it and throws it to Madison Moss at first, retiring the first out of the ball game for the Royals on the 4-3 putout.
That might be a confidence ground out there for Ari as well. The middle infield, as experienced and as veteran as they are, they have struggled with errors, and that's a good first out there for Ari Kavanaugh. Michelle Hora, the shortstop, at the plate now with one away. Squares the bunt, pops it up, and straight back, and it's 0-1.
As so many left-hander players do in softball, she squares the bunt, perhaps looks down the third base line. Delaney Hahn really crowding in on that line from third, charging in. Again, Stofflet for Assumption out here in left. Schmidt also playing what I would consider to be shallow center for the Royals.
Misses high that time. 1-1 strike. Stofflet left, Schmidt center, Carroll left. Right. I'm all sorts of twisted around here.
You're left, her right. It's all good.
All twisted around compared to the vantage point we have usually. Squares the bunt, gets it down. That's Moss to first and got her. Nice play there by Madison Moss for the second out.
Steve, for those that maybe have not seen Assumption, they're very solid in the core. Anna Schooley's an all-conference shortstop, used to be a first baseman. Ari Kavanaugh's played a lot of softball at second base, pitcher, catcher, center. Same theory, lots of experience there. But early in the year, the corners, third base, first base, right field, left field, were all question marks. And the growth from Madison Moss, who came in and really did a nice job fielding that play and then getting that out at first, is just – that's the progress and the improvement you can see this particular team make. So now 2 away, Macy Vollert with an opportunity to go ahead and get out of this first inning clean.
Kiana Liska, the catcher at the plate, swings at a high fastball, and it's 0-2.
And certainly for Macy going ahead and retiring this out before Hansen gets up to plate for the Royals, very important. Hansen definitely is the straw that stirs the Hillsboro drink.
The 0-2 misses low and away. We have a perfect vantage point here from just right of the pitcher, Vollerts, and then will be Bloor, but a perfect vantage point for balls and strikes.
I informed the home plate umpire before the ball game if he had any questions, he could just ask me. And again, kidding, of course.
The 1-2 misses outside, 2-2. Again, we are beyond center field here in New Lisbon, and we have a good vantage point where you can't zoom in. We had a producer last year, so we're all by ourselves today. So trying to operate it all together. And Connor looking on the inside corner on the off-speed pitch. And Macy Voller picks up her first strikeout of the afternoon. That's a Surf Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. We played a half an inning. It is Hillsboro 0. Assumption coming up. You're watching high school softball in Zaleski.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and I am standing in our all-new express lane. Open now, no appointment necessary. Stop on in and get things like oil changes, filters, quick lubes. No appointment necessary. See you soon.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
All right, welcome back to New Lisbon. Score updates from around the Zaleski Sports Network. Moving right along in Altoona, Rice Lake and Mosinee 0-0. And, of course, our score here, we're still in a commercial break on YouTube. 3-0 Pacelli over Newman Catholic. Auburndale and Oliva Strum tied at 0. And the lone baseball game tonight is Auburndale and Stratford. Auburndale with a surprise win over Marathon last night, 1-0 in 8 innings. And now Anna Schooley to lead things off.
But that's the first time in as many years as I can remember being in the area that you've not seen Coach Warren and the Marathon Red Raider baseball team in a sectional. That they have such an outstanding program over there. And, of course, the Garantula, shout out to Dan Ross, headed up to Michigan Tech.
Yep.
Now in terms of where it goes. So, again, congratulations to the Raiders on the season, on a good season, which I'm sure ended a little bit shorter than what they wanted to.
Schooley ahead 2-0. Outfield extremely deep for Anna, as you would expect with the power and speed that she's got.
I think the only park that she may not be able to hit one out of, Steve, might be Yellowstone, because when she goes and hits it, it's pretty impressive stuff.
Bloor behind 3-0. Jalen's had a nice year in the circle, as we talked about earlier. Over 130, maybe over 140 strikeouts. And she walks Anna Schooley to lead things off here in the first inning for Assumption.
Steve, let's talk about Rapid Sheet Metal for a second. As the weather warms up, look to Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling in Wisconsin Rapid, who has more than 100 years of making your home and business comfortable. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling today.
Ari Cavanaugh at the plate. See if Anna takes off here, and she does. Pitch was a strike, throw down to second, not in time. And Anna Schooley steals second base.
You know, Steve, I feel like we've seen this pattern before. Schooley reaches base, steals second. How much you want to bet that Ari Cavanaugh lays down the bunt to move her to third base for Claire Nelson, who's going to come up to go ahead and have an opportunity to drive her in?
Cavanaugh at the plate, looked at a strike as Bloor got her first one of the day. There she does, offered at it, and Schooley's going to head to third on the missed bunt. And so good heads-up base running there for Anna Schooley taking third base.
You know, Anna with a great lead on that did a wonderful job of playing until the umpire said stop. A lot of times the player would just assume that's a foul bunt as it got dropped, but a missed clean strike bunt.
Cavanaugh fouls that one, staying alive. Good swing there by Ari.
Doing her best Bee Gees impression as she's, well, we can't do that because copyright rights, but so it's all set to go.
I think we're a little off from what the Bee Gees sound like, but I don't think we'll get in trouble for that.
Are you saying that I'm a little bit better than the Bee Gees? Is that where we're going with this?
The 0-2 is flown to left field.
Steve, that's going to score a run.
Shallow. Schooley's going to tag. The throw home is not in time, and the Assumption Royals lead 1-0.
Ari Cavanaugh doing a great job putting that ball in play deep enough to right field. And with Anna Schooley's arm, pretty much anything that was outside of the second baseman was going to go ahead and score the Royals run as they get on the board 1-0 with an early lead. And up comes number 1, Claire Nelson for the Royals. She leads this team in hits, RBIs, batting average. You name it, Claire does it all with the bat for the Royals.
I may have said left field, and I was wrong again. We'll get it figured out.
Cavanaugh with the fly ball to right field. Schooley takes from third, scores 1-0. Irregardless, Steve, we're all set to go.
Usually not looking at a field backwards, so this is nonetheless 0-1 to Nelson. Claire, hard hit ball into, nice stop at second. The throw is not in time. Wow, that was a nice stop there by Cairns at second. Nelson beats it out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, outstanding play by Cairns, going to her knees, going ahead and knocking that ball down, then having the whereabouts to go ahead and to gather it up. Claire, even though a catcher faster than you would think, made it a bang-bang play. The throw is a little bit off, and the Royals have now a runner on first base with 1 out, and up comes the pitcher, Macy Vollert, number 2.
We're sitting in home run territory right now. Popped up to Bloor as Vollert pops out for the second out. We're sitting in the exact same spot, pert near the same spot that Macy hit a 2-run home run against Pepin Alma on Tuesday, and we were ready for it, but pops it up in the first pitch, and now bring up Lydia Smits, the center fielder.
Hey, Steve, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a free quote from Carrie Van Aert of State Farm on auto, homeowners, life insurance, renters, and more. For both Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield, find Carrie Van Aert on Facebook to get started today.
Smits looks at a strike. Appreciate all of our sponsors. Can't do it without them. That's a big reason we're able to cover all these games. That's the only reason. Smits looks at a ball high, 1-1.
Well, that's not true. We appreciate everybody watching and tuning us in at home. You might get a few dad jokes. You might get a little bad Bee Gees singing. You never quite know with us, but we appreciate the viewers and as well as our sponsors here.
1-1 to Smits is good for a strike. 1-2 to Lydia, the lone senior on this Assumption team.
We even appreciate our buddy Brian Roosh from Whitetail Properties, who had and made the trip down here today. So he came over and stopped by the truck earlier to wish the Royals luck, and we appreciate and acknowledge Mr. Roosh.
The 1-2 inside, got her looking, tried to lean out of it, but Bloor with the strikeout here to end the first inning. But Assumption gets on the board with the with 1 run on 1 hit and 1 left on. We've played an inning complete. It is Assumption 1, Hillsboro nothing. You're watching high school softball in Zaleski Sports.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
All right, welcome back to New Lisbon as it'll be 4, 5, and 6 here for the Hillsboro Tigers. As mentioned, out of the Scenic Bluff Conference, they took second in the conference behind Cashton, who won the conference this year. And Hillsboro, as mentioned earlier, they have gotten to the sectional semifinal the last 2 years. Were unable to get over the hump of Blair Taylor and Seneca in back-to-back years. Finally got over that hump, and now they're playing Assumption here this afternoon.
Elsewhere on the network today, just to give everybody an update, in the bottom of the third, it's Mosinee and Rice Lake tied at 0. In the bottom of the second, it's Auburndale and Oliva Strum tied at 0. Both of those ball games we expect to be a little bit of a pitcher's duel today as both of those teams fight for state.
Michelin Hansen at the plate. The powerful right-handed hitter swings and misses at strike 1, and it's 0-1.
Steve, I'm really excited to watch Michelin go ahead and take it at bat. I mean, her offensive productivity numbers are impressive. Actually, they rival very similar to what Claire Nelson's are. Good-looking right-hand hitter. I'm informed that she's a heck of a volleyball player. She looks like a long, athletic ball player in terms of where it goes. But I'm really excited to watch this at bat, see how Macy is able to pitch to it, how Coach Nelson and Coach Shield call pitches. Just a good matchup here.
Outside, just missed a bit outside, 2-1, not by much. And Vollard behind, 2 balls and a strike.
Apologize, as you can hear, one of the joys of being outside is we do have a little bit of wind whipping through.
And behind 3-1 now is Vollard to Hansen. Okay, you don't want to give her anything too nice, but still want to try and get her to swing here.
Not sure that this is not the unintentional intentional walk.
3-1, blew it past her, and it's 3-2.
Macy says, "Heck with your unintentional walk." So again, why do I announce versus coach? There would be your reason why. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the second inning, Royals lead 1-0 here over the Tigers.
3-2, foul straight back. We were talking about how loose Madison Harris was walking back and forth before the game. Macy Vollard also very relaxed and very in tune with the game.
Yeah, again, some people might take a look at that as are they focused, are they what have you, but I just think that's kind of the personality you've seen is that ball is hit down the third baseline just past Delaney Hahn, but ruled foul by our umpire. And again, one of the nice things that you see, normally that ball would be called fair or foul by your home plate umpire, but when you have 3, the mechanics change a little bit. It just makes your line calls, your plays in the field, that third umpire really does help change some coverage.
3-2 coming back. Swung on and missed, and a huge strikeout. And you see the jubilation from Claire Nelson to get the out of Hansen.
Steve, for any size job, when you need equipment, look to Wood Street Rentals, offering a great variety of rental equipment to help you get the job done with delivery service to any job site. That's Wood Street Rentals. Check them out today.
Jalen Blower at the plate now. The pitcher looks at a strike in the inside corner. 0-1. Again, you might not find a more enthusiastic Jubilee excited catcher than Claire Nelson, and Vollard ahead 0-2.
Steve, one of the differences, and it'd be interesting if we get a chance to talk to Coach Nelson and Coach Schill after the game, is every year's a little bit of a different journey. So the Royals had won the state title 2 years ago. They brought back all the starters. As down on strikes goes
Bloor.
for the second out of the inning, and that brings up number 22 now.
Madison Harris. There's Maddie.
There you go. Another shout out to Maddie. I promised her one. She's got two. So, but again, 2 years ago, that team won state. Last year, they brought back 9 starters. And I think the expectation of we need to make it back, we should probably win it, was very real for them. With this particular group, especially the way the season started, they were 0-2. They had just gotten beat by Auburndale. There was a chance of conference slipping away. They beat Auburndale, and it seemed like that really turned it around. Yep. And since then, it seems like this team has played with a lot of joy. As that ball's hit the right field. Oh, and it gets past
Carroll. Harris will take second. A 2-out base hit for Madison Harris. And Hillsboro, their first base runner, and the first error of the game for Assumption.
Well, how about a shout-out for Madison Harris, who goes ahead and gets a 2-out double for Hillsboro as they look to go ahead and now have a runner in scoring position where they're a base hit away from going ahead and tying this thing up.
Peyton Sullivan now at the plate, the first baseman.
Nice piece of hitting there by Madison as she went ahead and just took that ball to right field, fouled it right where it was for the Vollert fastball.
First offering hits past Moss again. Madison not standing at first, and they got her at first. What a recovery by Ari Kavanaugh.
The hustle by Ari Kavanaugh, Steve. Knocked it down, sprinted to the outfield grass, threw a strike to Madison Moss. I'm not sure if we can reference it, but that's a Sports Center highlight play. Unbelievable play by Ari Kavanaugh to go ahead and end the top half of the second inning and maintain the 1-0 lead for the Royals. We'll be back after this commercial break. You're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
You couldn't possibly go through all this stuff by yourself, especially since Dad isn't as young and mobile as he used to be. You know, I'd love to help if I had more time between work, kids, and their activities. Have you considered getting any help?
I'd love to, but I don't know who to call.
Kushel & Kushel, removal and recycling services for seniors, handicaps, and those who need help. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. From painting, landscaping, moving, chores, and more. Please give David a call at 715-323-57.
Oh, shoot. Lexi Stofflet, sorry about that. Lexi Stofflet to lead things off. Jess Norton followed by Kylie Carroll. Again, Lexi, a conference honorable mention player this year for Assumption.
Lexi missed that first game of the year, Steve. When she came back, there was questions of whether or not she was going to go play right or left field. She feels much more comfortable in left field as she goes ahead and starts off with a single up the middle in the bottom of the second inning. Again, for those of you just joining us, we're in the bottom of the second inning. Assumption up 1-0 on a Anna Schooley walk, steal of second base, pass ball to third. Ari Kavanaugh drove her in on an RBI. And Ari Kavanaugh saved a run in the top half of the second inning with a gem of a defensive play, as now Jess Norton is up with Lexi Stofflet on first base.
Lexi just continues to rake for the Assumption offense. Norton looks at a ball high, and it's 1-0. An SCS apartment or home is where you want to live, work, and play all throughout central Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley, and the Fox Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Visit scswiderski.com today. Popped up foul territory and making the play. No, it's in and out of the glove of Sullivan. And Jess Norton, another shot here in the at-bat.
For Hillsboro, I think if you're the Hillsboro coach, that's an ugh moment. You have a little bit of sun, but that ball is hit down the first base line. It's a play that you'd like to see your first baseman make, giving the Royals extra outs.
And there's a swing and a miss by Norton, 1-2 to Jess.
Is a real tough strategy for Hillsboro, especially the way the top of this order sits. I think trying to go ahead and make those plays, I believe that the number is 52 errors on the year, Steve, for Hillsboro, and that is that could potentially be a big play. Although Bloor does a great job of coming back and retiring Norton to get the strikeout. So no harm, no foul. One away, bottom of the second inning, Stofflet on first base. Royals up 1-0 here as we are in New Lisbon for a sectional semifinal or sectional final action.
Kylie Carroll at the plate now, gets the bunt down. The throw to first is errant. It's over the head. Stofflet to third. And the runners will be at the corners for Assumption with 1 out and an error by the 2-time Conference Player of the Year, Michelin Hansen.
Nice bunt by Kylie Carroll. And that, a lot of times going ahead and putting that ball in play, forcing a defense to make a play in a big spot is a huge deal. And up comes now number 5, Delaney Hahn.
And just a quick convo with head coach and umpire. We're all good to go. And now Delaney Hahn, who sparked a 2-out rally in the second inning against Pep and Alma on Tuesday.
So 1 down, Carroll at first, Stofflet at third, Hahn at the plate, and a Schooley on deck.
First offering to Delaney Hahn, misses for a ball. 1-0. Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Staub Construction, a 100% employee-owned company.
We'll see if Coach Nelson goes ahead and puts Kelly Carroll in motion, which he does.
Popped up, and it's going to be doubled off. Yep, double play to end the inning as it was a hit and run, and Kylie didn't get back. And that'll end our second inning here from New Lisbon. No runs on a hit, 1 left. We've played 2 complete. It is 1-0 Assumption. We'll be back after this on Zaleski Sports.
Join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Friday, May 31st is the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment. Also, enjoy free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, June 1st, the parade starts at 11 a.m. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at Upham Mansion. Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting outdoor beverage garden with live music. For more information, visit marshfieldchamber.com.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Eight, 9, and 1 due up here for Hillsboro in the top of the third inning. As Carmen Erickson to lead things off, the tall center fielder for the Tigers.
8, 9, and 1 for those of you following at home in the lineup card here today.
Harper Sullivan, then followed again by Elizabeth Carnes for Hillsboro.
The last inning we had 5, 6, 7 hit. You know what they did next when they got hungry?
What's that?
8.
First, not by much there. Not sure. 1 ball and 1 strike, maybe a bit high to Erickson. 1 ball and 1 strike for Vollert. We play here in the top of the third inning. 1-0 Assumption. There's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Erickson.
Macy doing a really nice job working that ball on the outside corner, finding where the umpire's sweet spot of that zone is, and has done a nice job pounding it. Hillsboro doing a nice job making the adjustment, going the opposite field with it as Macy goes ahead and records another strikeout to start the third inning. 1-0 Royals here as we play in the top half of the third inning. Anna Schooley scored on a Ari Kavanaugh RBI, sacrifice fly to right field, and so far that's what we got, Steve.
Harper Sullivan at the plate, the right fielder. That's the 4th Surf Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Macy Vollert. The first offering to Sullivan is good for a strike. Got to appreciate everyone tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from. Appreciate all of our friends from Hillsboro tuning in and all throughout, could be the world. We had a guy on Tuesday watching from Canada. That was going to be hit right back up the middle. The number 9 hitter, Harper Sullivan, with a 1-out base hit.
Really a nice job by Harper going ahead and keeping her hands in on an inside fastball and driving that thing up the middle of the field. So bottom of the order gets on for the top, going ahead and seeing if they can put a couple runners in scoring position as Hansen sits just 3 at-bats, 3 batters away in terms of where it goes.
Elizabeth Cairns at the plate with a runner at first and 1 out. Ground out to Kavanaugh, her first time up. Out and drops below, and it's 1-0. Since 2005, Metallico has been one of North America's largest secondary aluminum billet producers, offering hundreds of jobs to the Wisconsin Rapids area. Your next career is just a call or stop away. Learn more about working at Metallico at metallico.com or stop in to apply at their plant in Wisconsin Rapids.
Nice job by Claire Nelson going up and getting that rise ball from Macy Vullert. As Macy going ahead and doing a good job of changing heights on Hillsboro, who has really settled in. I mean, there's been a few hard hits off of Macy. Not something that we've always seen during this playoff run.
Vullert behind 3-0 now with Michelle Hora awaiting on deck. One away here in the visitor half of the third inning, the top of the third here from New Lisbon. Vullert in the circle, the runner at first. Macy wheels and deals. Taking the whole way, hits the inside corner for a strike, and it's 3-1.
Just because it's kind of unique for folks at home, a little three-person high school softball umpire mechanic when there's a runner on first base. You have an umpire in the A position down the first base line, an umpire in the B position that would take the throw at second.
That was popped up back into the screen, and Vullert has come back, and count runs full.
And, of course, an umpire at home plate.
Probably most important.
I was just going to say it's tough to call balls and strikes from the B position, although a lot of times people ask you. So,
I mean, it's doable, right? I mean, it could be.
The youth levels, I'm sure it's done.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Vullert fires back home, pops it up. Vollert's going to call for it. She makes the catch. What a comeback there by Macy, behind 3-0, and then gets Cairns to pop out.
Important second out there retired by Macy Vullert. Hey, Steve, let's talk about Solaris for a second. So Solaris customers have enjoyed the same low price for 5 years running. No tricks, no gimmicks, no kidding. Packages start at $49.99 a month. Visit Solaris.net today to learn more.
Michelle Hora at the plate. The runner at first and 2 outs. First one misses high for a ball.
You know, Steve, I'm a little bit surprised to not see Hillsboro try to go ahead and either swipe a base and or lay down a bunt to try to advance that runner to scoring position.
Hora looks at a strike that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michelle did ground out to Moss in the first inning. That was a really nice play by Madison in the first. Runner at first is Sullivan with 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss again, and it's 1-2.
Macy doing a really nice job of throwing that rise ball up there to see if Hillsboro can take a look at it. You know, your eyes tell you, ooh, that's a great pitch, but your body says, your hands just can't catch up to that thing. Again, Macy working quick with a 1 ball, 2 strike lead.
Squares around and pulls it back, 2-2. Just missed a bit high.
Top of the third inning, 1-0 Royals. Leading the Tigers here from New Lisbon Field. There's the name of a field. Did you?
I did take a picture of it. I'll have to look at it here in a moment. Squares a bunt, offered at it, and the inning is over. Not sure about that decision by Michelle Hora, but it is another strikeout to end the third inning. The 5th Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Macy Vullert. We have played 2.5. It is 1-0 Assumption. Top of the order coming up for the Royals after this on Zaleski Sports.
Business owners share so many challenges, but there's one challenge that has an easy solution. Branding your business with creative graphics and a plethora of effective print marketing options is as easy as Quality Plus Printing. With over 30 years of marketing expertise and a track record of happy customers, you can trust in Quality Plus Printing to develop the perfect brand for you. As a business owner, you have enough to focus on. Give yourself a break and trust in Quality Plus Printing on 8th Street in Wisconsin Rapids, or find us at qpprinting.com. That's qpprinting.com.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Anna Scully to lead things off. 1, 2, and 3 for the Royals here in the home half of the third inning.
Shout out to our friend of the program, Greg Scott, over at Mosinee. As Mosinee and his Indians are going ahead and leading 1-0. As Anna Scully rips the ball down the third base line, goes ahead and turns it into a double. So again, jumps early on a ball, rips it down the third base line to left field, and with Anna's speed, she starts the bottom half of the third inning with the Royals leading 1-0 with a leadoff double. And up comes number 24, second baseman Ari Kavanaugh.
That was again, as much as we give a shout out to Madison Harris, that was a lazy play in left field to allow Schooley. She stopped in between first and second for a single, and then saw that second baseman Carnes was up with the line and Harris wasn't throwing the ball, and she walked into second base.
I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. Madison's still my favorite Hillsboro player at this point. But, again, to your point, again, with Anna's speed, you really got to come up and be firing, because if not, she can just take that extra base on you.
Kavanaugh, Schooley with a wonderful slide to the outfield side of the base, and she swipes third base.
So, Steve, if I can, I know I'm a little bit biased. I get a chance to coach Anna on the basketball floor, but my goodness, the athleticism and the intuition of Anna on the base paths this year cannot go undetected. So that's a missed bunt where Hansen was pulled in on third base. Schooley went ahead and used her speed to go ahead and take third base, and then was able to go ahead and get in there with a slide. Unfortunately for the Royals, Kavanaugh takes strike three looking. Bloor goes ahead and retires the first out. So Schooley on third, and up comes catcher Claire Nelson with an opportunity to go ahead and drive her in. And you got to figure just about any ball in play should go ahead and do that with Anna's speed, Steve.
Yeah, Claire doesn't waste too much time in the box either. The first offering is a strike in the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Claire acknowledging with the umpire, which is, hey, I just want to make sure I get that one when my pitcher's up there as well. So one strike on Claire Nelson. Anna Schooley at third, bottom of the third inning. Royals up 1-0 over the Tigers. You're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, and we appreciate you tuning in.
Bloor fires home, and ground ball over to first. Schooley's going to score, and Claire Nelson does the job, and the Royals lead 2-0.
Claire Nelson never dropped the bat because she knew exactly what that she had done with what she had did. So great play by the first baseman there, by the way, Sullivan, who that ball was hit really hard, took kind of an in-between hop, went ahead and fielded it. But with Anna's speed, she scores, and now it's 2-0 Royals. And up comes pitcher number 2, Macy Vollert, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning.
Vollert popped up to Bloor in the first, and it misses high for a ball, and it's 1-0.
Steve, again, shout out to Claire for putting the ball in play, but that run is 100% manufactured by the aggressiveness and smart base running by Anna Schooley.
The 1-0 to Vollert is grounded foul behind home plate, and it's 1-1. Nobody on, 2 away here in the home half of the third inning, 2-0 Assumption. In a picture-perfect afternoon here in New Lisbon. And backing out of the way was Vollert, and it's 2-1.
Steve, Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. That's Bruce Orthodontics. 3 balls and a strike to Vollert. Macy rips this one to left, Goodbye.
Backing up, and it's gone! Macy Vollert, a solo home run to left field, and the Royals lead 3-0.
Macy Vollert went ahead and walked in and said, "Bartender, excuse me, I'd like a shot of Jack," as she goes ahead and hits a solo shot here in the bottom of the third inning to extend the Royal lead to 3-0. Macy took an inside fastball and deposited off of the sign behind the home fence that ball bounced across the road. Great shot by Macy Vollert, extending this Royal lead to 3-0. Not only does she do it on the pitching end of it, she has been swinging a hot stick.
Hit a 2-run home run in the second inning against Pep and Alma, and then turns around here in the third, hits it off the Arbin E. York Athletic Field sign out beyond left field as Smits grounds out, but exclamation mark here in the third for Macy Vollert, and the Royals lead 3-0 after 3 to the fourth we go. A 3-0 Assumption back after this on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at madeacustom.com.
Kiana Liska to lead things off here in the visitor half of the fourth inning. 3-0 Assumption. Again, the top of the order getting the job done, and Macy Vollert, she knew she was going to have to take over in that ace pitcher's role for Ava Schill, and she's gotten the job done in the circle and the job done at the plate the last couple of weeks and all year.
That was a frozen rope to left field, just over the 210-foot sign off of the memorial dedication to the field. Great shot by Macy as now she comes back with a changeup and takes an early no-ball, two-strike lead as we start at the top of the fourth inning with the Royals up 3-0 over the Tigers of Hillsboro here in New Lisbon.
You usually like to have a moment or two to get your adrenaline kind of even keel after a big play like Macy just had. She had one pitch. Lydia Smith scrunted out on the very next pitch. She's come out and used that.
Hey, Steve, we have picture perfect need that hit with the tornado. Does your roof need attention? Roofing. If you have recent hail damage to your home or cement, that's Seamless Commercial Roofing. Call 715-204-8103.
Macy Vollert and getting Hanson down via the strikeout for the second time. 7 here for Macy.
And if you're like me, because you just went and grabbed the pen, you're like, what did he just say again? That is, one more time, it is Commercial Roofing in Marshfield, and their number is 715-204-8103.
I'll bring up Jalen Bloor, the pitcher, looks at a strike in the inside corner. It's 0-1. Score from Altoona. You talk about fast games. Vollert gets Bloor to foul straight back, and it's quickly 0-2.
I believe this game is being played over in Blair Taylor, Steve, but Auburndale and Oliva Strum are tied at 0 in what we believe is the top half of the fourth inning. Jason, the final boss Zaleski, over there producing and going Han Solo on that particular ball game. If you want to check that one out as well.
Vollert misses just a couple of inches, if not less, high. They're in the top of the sixth inning in Plover. Pacelli on their way to state, likely up 8-0. Over Kavanaugh. It's going to be an infield 2-out base hit. That was a nice piece of hitting there by Jalen Bloor, but nothing the middle infield could do, and 2-out base hit.
Not truly the definition, but I would say that's a seeing eye single. Just past the outstretched glove of Macy Vollert, just past the outstretched glove, or underneath the outstretched glove of Ari Kavanaugh, and again with the speed that Bloor runs with, I don't think they were going to be able to retire her anyway. So 2 down, and up comes number 22.
Madison Harritz. First one to Madison, misses for a ball. Madison singled and got to second on an error in her first at-bat.
So Hillsboro definitely, Steve, we've seen them put up big runs all year long. This is a team that's got a whole bunch of offensive firepower.
Behind the fastball, and it's 1-1.
But again, we have not seen a whole lot of teams be able to consistently put the ball in play and or square up or barrel up, using, I guess, more of a softball term, on Macy Vollert.
1 ball and 1 strike. Going to be hit at the plate and fouled off of here.
Much easier to go ahead and see that from the field. All 3 umpires were on that, jumping on like a cat on a mouse.
1-2 coming back. Swung on and missed. Another. Vollert ends up striking out the side again here in the fourth. 3 more.
Wisconsin River Orthopedics has been providing comprehensive care to Wood County for over 50 years. Facilities offer a spacious rehab center to get you turned to Wisconsin River Orthopedics and get back to
Central Wisconsin. Big or small, Chili and Kubota side by side. Choose Chili Implement for your parts and service too. Chili Implement open Monday through Saturday to serve you and 24/7 online at chiliimplement.com.
Like the Division 5 state semifinal in Stevens Point, they provide quality decorated apparel from hometown schools and summer teams to corporate and team outings, along with promotional items and sporting goods. That's made at Custom Apparel, Business Park, Stevens Point.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth.
Up and fouls it off, 0-1.
Coach Schill encouraging her to go ahead and swing the bat through. It's always fun to watch Coach Schill and Coach Back or something to that effect with it.
It's good for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Now let's get you back to living your life to the fullest. For joint pain rehabilitation.
Safe for Lexi Stofflet.
Again, Steve, for the Royals, the importance of putting the ball in play against Hillsboro is so important. That's a ball that was hit to first base and had a tremendous amount of spin on it. The first baseman, number 9, Sullivan, came in, was unable to field it cleanly. Stofflet hustled down the line and found herself now standing at first base with no outs. Are we going to call that maybe an excuse me single? Let's go ahead. I'm informed the official ruling is that's a single for the Royals. So Royals with that top of with Stofflet on first base. Up comes number 25, Jess Norton, the designated player. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning here. Stofflet on first, Norton at the dish. Bloor for Hillsboro on the mound.
Yeah, we just had a little quick internet glitch, so I think we're back and ready to go. Appreciate everyone sticking around with us here in where are we? New Lisbon for the sectional final. Norton flies this one to center field. Back on it is Erickson, and in and out of the mitt. Stofflet will head to second. And there's runners at first and second now with nobody out.
So that ball was hit to deep center field. Erickson went ahead and drifted back. Unfortunately, it bounced off the top of her glove. And for the Royals, they were able to go ahead and reach first base. Jess Norton, the designated player, will come out, and into the ball game comes number 3, Jordan Jaglinski, to pinch run for Jess Norton. So now you've got Stofflet on second, Jaglinski on first, Kylie Carroll batting. Bottom half of the 4th inning for the Royals, who are leading 3-0. Steve, you got to figure that a bunt's coming here from Kylie Carroll.
Squares around and pops it up, and 0-1 to Carroll here with 2 on and nobody out.
Bloor, I think, does a nice job there going ahead and throwing a high rising ball. Tough to go ahead and bunt that ball that's above your hands. Carroll did the best job she could trying to go ahead and get that down. Unfortunately, she wasn't unable to successfully do so. Squares around again, and this time she gets it down the first base line, but unfortunately just foul. And now you've got no balls, 2 strikes on Carroll. Now the question will be, does Coach Nelson trust her to bunt a 3rd time, or does he allow her to go ahead and swing away with Delaney Hahn on deck and Anna Schooley in the hole?
And got her looking at a high strike, and there's 1 away. Strikeout number 4 for Bloor, and there's 1 away now for Delaney Hahn.
Huge strikeout for Bloor. So Stofflet on Stofflet on second, Jaglinski on first, 1 out, and up comes the number 9 hitter, Delaney Hahn, in the bottom half of the 4th inning, with Assumption leading 3-0 over Hillsboro.
Popped up to first her last time up. That doubled off Kylie Carroll. Looks at a ball high, and it's 1-0.
You know, Steve, again, another interesting decision here. Does Coach Nelson go ahead and allow Delaney to swing away? She's been swinging a hot stick, or does he go ahead and ask her to lay down the bunt to put runners in scoring position for Anna Schooley?
Looks at a high inside strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Schooley awaiting on deck. Live and die by technology, and we just had we had a little glitch, but internet is good to go here in New Lisbon. Squares the bunt, pops it up, and popped it straight back, and it's 1-2.
Down goes the fan. The joys of live TV here, Steve.
Yeah, we don't need it with the breeze.
Steve, speaking of breeze, let's talk about something electric. How about Econ Electric? Whether you need residential or commercial or industrial electrician, you can rely on Econ Electric, where every job is done safe, done right, on time, every time.
And that one's hit by Hahn and foul. That was a nice inside-out swing there by Delaney. Just fouled it off.
As I mentioned, Steve, you know, this freshman plays a great third base for the Royals. She's been swinging a hot stick. Seeing if she can go ahead and get those runners advanced for Anna Schooley, who always is a swing away from going ahead and breaking this particular ball game open.
The 1-2 coming back. And Hahn right back up the middle, and underneath the glove of the shortstop, they're going to send Stofflet Jaglinski to third, and the Royals add another one here in the 4th.
Heads up running once again by the Assumption Royals. First of all, what a great hit by Delaney Hahn, who kept her hands inside on an inside fastball and drove an RBI up the middle. Jaglinski went ahead and hustled the second base, taking away that ball from the center fielder. Coach Nelson sent Stofflet, and when the throw went home, Jaglinski took third. So now runners on first and third for Anna Schooley. The top of the order coming up as the Royals extend their lead to 4-0 with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
That's all you can ask for if you're Charlie Nelson or Rob Schill. Get the bottom of the order on base. And Anna Schooley looks at a ball low. The throw will not happen, and Delaney will take second base.
And
uncontested.
And the Royals say thank you very much, as now you have runners on second and third. And other than maybe arguably Claire Nelson, well, maybe as hot as she's swinging Macy Vullert, nobody else you'd really rather have up at the plate right now than Anna Schooley, who doubled down the left field line last time.
If you're Coach Stanek, do you just put her on? Get a force at every base. You never know. They don't, and Schooley down the left field side, and just foul, and she knew it. Just a tick off.
Anna Schooley just in front of a fastball there as she goes ahead and got a little bit out front of it. So Assumption up 4-0, bottom of the fourth inning, 1 out here. Delaney Hahn on second, Jordan Jaglinski on third, Anna Schooley at the plate, looking to go ahead and drive in another RBI.
And that one's popped straight up. Infield fly will be called. And there's not a runner. There's not a force. You're correct.
No infield fly. A runner would have to be on first and second for that to happen. But again, huge out there by Bloor, who goes ahead and gets Anna Schooley to fly out to the infield for the second out. That brings up number 24, Ari Kavanaugh, who is
sacrifice and a strikeout today for Ari.
Thanks, Steve.
And that was going to be hit to center.
Get out of here,
Erickson. It is gone. Ari Kavanaugh, a 3-run home run to dead center field, and the Royals lead 7-0.
Ari Kavanaugh also ordering a shot of Jack as she hits a towering shot to center field. 3-run shot driving in Jaglinski and Hahn. Kavanaugh extends this lead for Assumption to 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. She went down, and as they would say on SportsCenter, she got it. What a great shot by Ari Kavanaugh, as Assumption has now gone ahead and extended the lead to 7-0 here as they've gone ahead and blown this open and up. That brings number 1, Claire Nelson, the hot-hitting catcher for these Royals.
What a shot that was by Ari Kavanaugh. Dead center field here in New Lisbon, well over 200 feet. First offering to Claire is good for a strike.
That ball was absolutely positively crushed. Hey, Steve, let's talk about Quality Plus Printing for a second. Quality Plus Printing in Wisconsin Rapids can help your business with all of your printing service needs.
Nelson into right field with a 2-out base hit. Go ahead. Sorry.
Outstanding. No problems whatsoever. Great hit by Claire. So Quality Plus Printing, if you need banners, labels, postcards, programs, and so much more with all the quality custom work, quick turnaround times, and great customer service, visit QPprinting.com. Excuse me, that's QPprinting.com. Quality Plus Printing, getting your words out.
Macy Vullert looks at a ball outside. She had a solo home run back in her last at-bat.
That's our friend and Assumption tennis coach, Phil Hartley.
Into left field. Macy Vullert continues her hot hitting and a 2-out base hit for Macy.
Macy Vullert just continues to swing a bat. I'm going to have to check her batting gloves afterwards because my guess is that they're probably burnt off. That stick in her hands has been so hot. Macy Vullert going ahead and continuing to take a look at it. So 2 outs, bottom of the fourth inning. Royals up 7-0. Claire Nelson on second. Macy Vullert on first. The lone senior for this Royals team, number 8, Lydia Smits, up now at the plate with an opportunity to go ahead and further extend this game and really break it wide open. Steven, let's how about we get another long shot, 3 outs, and we go punch a ticket.
The ninth hitter of the inning is Lydia Smits, and she hits one over to second. Carnes, slow throw to first, and that will retire the side here in the fourth. But Assumption scores 4 more times, including a 3-run home run by Ari Kavanaugh. We go to the fifth, 7-0 Assumption here in a sectional final on Zaleski Sports. Back after this from New Lisbon.
The Sports Den, located on Marshfield's sunny south side since 1975. The Sports Den has the area's best selection of outdoor equipment. Find top brands of snowshoes, cross-country and downhill skis, snowboards, swimming equipment, skateboards, and more. The Sports Den has a full-service bike repair center along with top bike brands, Specialized, Trek, and others. The Sports Den is Central Wisconsin's Fat Bike headquarters. Visit the Sports Den in Marshfield Monday through Saturday and thesportsden.net.
Welcome. How may we help you?
New windows, new garage, new car, swimming pool. Tuition, we're not talking scholarship here. And a vacation.
Our affordable home equity line of credit may be just what you need.
medical expenses, braces for our youngest. How about the dog? Roof. How about the roof? And did I mention how long I wanted that vacation to be?
Your money, your life. How may we help you?
Welcome back here to New Lisbon. Welcome back here to New Lisbon as we start the top half of the 5th inning with the Royals leaving the Royals of Assumption 7, the Tigers of Hillsboro 0. Coming up for Hillsboro is going to be Peyton Sullivan, then Carmen Erickson and Harper Sullivan, 7, 8, 9. As that ball is hit the right field, Kylie Carroll goes ahead and makes a nice grab and right to go ahead and retire the first out on the inning. 1 out, 1 pitch. Macy Vollert continues her efficiency. So 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning, and up comes 0-0 center fielder Carmen Erickson. Macy Vollert on the mound going ahead and continuing to work with great pace. And Mace goes ahead and throws a first pitch strike for the Royals, who again lead 7-0 off of some timely hitting and some, really, they've just done a good job of putting the ball in play, Steve, if you really think about where that is. Vollert goes ahead and is now up, I believe, early in the count, no balls, 2 strikes here as she goes ahead and faces Carmen Erickson.
And again, the top and the bottom of the order coming through again for Assumption. The bottom of the order getting on, the top of the order coming through for the Royals. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Vollert with strikeout number 9 here tonight. That seems to be the magic number for Macy this year, and her 9th strikeout here. And now that'll bring up Harper Sullivan. Singled her last time up.
Steve, Macy Vollert doing a great job working that outside corner, extending that zone, and going ahead and making quick work here so far of the Tigers in the 5th inning.
Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetics and orthotics throughout Central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. Also, Sparhawk Trucking has become one of the area's leading trucking companies, reliably hauling for over 44 years. Come work for the best and learn more at SparhawkTrucking.com. Vollert quickly ahead, 0-2. Against Sullivan, top of the order, 2 up next. Got a lot of state coverage coming on Zaleski Sports next week. A couple of teams already punching their ticket. That one misses a tad high and away, assuming so anyway. Pacelli was up on Newman Catholic. Mosney was up on Rice Lake. We'll get you all those scores in our Next Step Prosthetics postgame show coming up here in just a little while.
Right now over
looks like they won.
Right now over in Blair Taylor, it's 5-0 Auburndale. Or excuse me, in the bottom of the 5th, it's 0-0 Auburndale and Oliva Strong tied as Macy Vollert goes ahead and records another strikeout. I believe that's number 10 for her on the game. As the Royals make quick work of the Tigers in the top half of the 5th inning. As we enter the bottom of the 5th, it's 7-0 Royals. You're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient Central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Buy 3 Goodyear tires and 1 is free has been extended at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Plus, get up to $200 back on 4 installed Goodyear tires when you use the Goodyear credit card. Buy 3 and 1 is free in March at Sherrill Tire and Auto. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Bottom of the 5th inning we go for Assumption. It will be 6, 7, and 8. Stofflet to lead things off again, followed by Norton and Carroll. The Man Small Fleet Farm has everything you need for summer fun on the water. Check out their huge selections of kayaks, water towables, fishing gear, and more. Shop in-store or at a store near you or online at fleetfarm.com.
Steve, I'm telling you, if Fleet Farm doesn't sell it, you simply don't need it. the men's ball in terms of where it goes. Again, I want to give a shout-out to my officiating partner, Greg Scott, one of the members of the Mosinee coaching staff. Congratulations to the Mosinee Indians as they've punched their ticket to the WIAA state tournament. You can catch them in Division II action down there. Congratulations, Greg, and to our listeners over in Mosinee. Exciting win for that particular program.
We will have audio broadcasts of Mosinee Indian softball at state next week in Division II. I think they play on Friday afternoon for Division II. I think that might be Friday afternoon for Division II.
I'll take your word for it.
Stofflet looks at a ball high, 2-1.
Steve, also I think in a little bit of an interesting ball game, if you talk about regional final baseball, the Auburndale Eagles 1, Stratford Tigers 0 as they enter the top of the 5th inning. So Auburndale pulls the, by seed anyway, upset win over Marathon last night. Now they look to go ahead and upset Stratford as they look to go ahead and reach sectional play.
Stofflet, another line drive. That one's going to get, that's a nice cutoff there in right field by Sullivan, but a leadoff base hit again for Lexi Stofflet. 3 for 3 today for Lexi.
Sullivan did a fantastic job in right field, fielding that ball off of one hop, going ahead and keeping Lexi at bay as she is over from there. So up comes Jaglinski, who entered the game as a pinch runner for a designated player with Stofflet on first base. Jaglinski scores the bunt.
Diving attempt there and missed. Good effort there by Hansen, and it's 0-1.
Steve, as we talked about before, it's almost impossible to bunt that ball that's up above your hands. Jaglinski went ahead and squared the bunt, but unfortunately wasn't able to get it down as that ball was high. And again, part of that is really good pitching by Bloor, who understands that she's probably in the bunt, going to go ahead and throw it high, see if she can get it to Chase. And unfortunately, Jaglinski did.
Runner at first is Stofflet. Jaglinski squares again and squares it back into the screen, and it's 0-2. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com. Find agent near you. Runner at first and nobody out here for Assumption in the home half of the 5th. Jaglinski looks at a ball high, and it's 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Jaglinski. Stofflet on first base with a leadoff single as we play here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Royals leading Tigers 7-0.
Bloor fires back. Jaglinski pops it up. It's going to be a base hit for Jordan into shallow left center field, and a base hit there for Jaglinski.
How about a time to have your first base hit of the season? Jordan Jaglinski goes ahead and hits that ball into center field over the shortstop head in front of the center fielder. And so now you've got a runner on first, runner on second. Up once again comes Kylie Carroll looking to most likely get a bunt down with Delaney Hahn. And once again, Anna Schooley sitting in the hole. Royals once again in business.
Make sure to get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH2O.com. And a bunt. And a foul ball down the first base side, and it's 0-1. Carroll at the plate with nobody out. Squares the bunt again. Gets it down third base side. Wonderful bunt to first is in time, and Carroll got the job done that time. Big high fives, claps all around for the freshman.
You can hear Coach Nelson going ahead and taking a look at it and coming in to congratulate Kylie Carroll, saying, "Do your job, kid," and she does a great job. So that puts runners at Stofflet at third, Jaglinski at second, Delaney Hahn batting with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Anna Schooley sitting in the hole. Royals up 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th with only 1 away.
Hahn at the plate. Misses high and away. Does Bloor. Delaney today a pop out and an RBI single in her 2 at-bats.
Delaney with an important single last time, drove in Stofflet last time up.
Offering home is going to be hit hard to center field. Coming in on it is Erickson. Stofflet is going to tag the throw home. It's not in time. And a sacrifice fly, and Delaney Hahn gets the job done.
Jaglinski advances to third on the throw as the ball goes home. Assumption extends the lead to 8-0 here as we play in the bottom of the 5th inning. Anna Schooley with 1 swing of the bat, Steve, could end this ball game and perhaps send Assumption to the state tournament. Ari Kavanaugh's hit one. Macy Vollert has hit one. What do you think? What's punch your ticket to Madison on a magic carpet ride by Anna Schooley?
Offering home to Anna. Misses high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Anna today, a walk, a double, and a pop-out.
Steve, Mutual of Wausau Insurance has been protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you.
Offering home to Schooley is hit hard and pops it up. On the infield, over on it, and making the catch is Hora to end the 5th inning. A run on a couple of hits. Assumption leaves one. We've played 5, 8-0 Assumption. Back with a 6th inning after this on Zaleski Sports.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
1, 2, and 3 due up here for Hillsboro in the visitor half of the 6th inning. Macy Vollert with 10 strikeouts. That one's popped up and out of play, straight back, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
In a world full of Karens, why not be a Karens? So if you're Hillsboro, you really need to go ahead and get going in this inning. You got to find a way to get somebody on base, and that might be a great start as Kavanaugh goes ahead and comes back, but is unable to go ahead and field that ball. Kavanaugh throws behind her off of the field, but Cartons goes ahead and does exactly what Hillsboro needs in this particular inning. Starts off with a base hit, gets a runner on first base, and is going to put themselves in the spot where Michelin Hansen will have a chance to hit with a runner on base, providing that they can get through it. As up comes number 3, Michelle Hora.
Hora today, a ground out and a strikeout for that number 2 spot. First offering is good for a strikeout, Michelle, and it's 0-1.
Claire Nelson popped up like she was ready to go ahead and snap that throw to first. Second, Claire just looked like she wanted to go ahead and throw it somewhere, Steve.
Just past 6 o'clock here in New Lisbon as the Assumption Royals lead 8-0 over the Hillsboro Tigers. Squares the bunt, gets it down, and fouls it back.
Steve, if it's just past 6 o'clock here in New Lisbon, what time is it in Old Lisbon? And would you consider that to be just regular Lisbon, or is there a middle child Lisbon that we're unaware of?
Could be.
Could be. So who knows? Anyway, enough Lisbon jokes. That's we're moving on. Just like Mosinee and Pacelli Catholic, who both have punched their ticket to state. Congratulations to both of those programs with wins. If you're looking to go ahead and have a second device, obviously you can't turn Steve and I off, but if you're looking to go ahead and check out another game, go ahead and check out Auburndale and Oliva Strum, who are locked at 0-0 in the top of the 6th inning in a real pitcher's duel over at Blair Taylor.
Squares the bunt. Is dropped by Vollert to no play anywhere. An infield base hit on the bunt by Hora. And back-to-back singles here for Hillsboro in the 6th.
Exactly what Hillsboro needed, as we talked about, Steve, in this particular inning. So they started off with a bloop single, went ahead and got a bunt down that was unsuccessfully able to be fielded by Macy Vollert. Now you've got runners at first and second with nobody out, and up comes the number 3 hitter,
Kiana
Liska, the catcher, and then Michelin Hansen, of course, on deck. Exactly what Hillsboro is looking for if they're going to go ahead and get themselves back into this particular ball game. Vollert's really got to go ahead and get focused to see if she can get out of this inning by minimizing the damage at this point.
2 on, nobody out here for the Tigers. That's going to be hit right back to Vollert. and 3 singles. Now they're going to go home, and she's going to be out at home to third. She's going to be safe at third.
So what a heads-up play by Macy Vullert. First of all, an outstanding play, Steve, just by instincts to go ahead and knock that ball down. Coach Schill is going to call time to come out and take a look at it. It looks like that ball was maybe perhaps off of Macy's calf. Hillsboro coach went ahead and, realizing that Macy couldn't find the ball, got aggressive on the base pass, but unfortunately for them, Carnes was thrown out at home as a great throw and tag was made by Vullert and Nelson. Then Nelson came up and threw a strike to third, but unfortunately for the Royals, they were unable to get Hora, who's now at third base, and after that, Liska is at first. So you're going to have runners at first and third, 1 out, no runs across the board, but up for the Tigers is going to come Michelin Hansen. And you got to figure if they're going to get back into this game, Michelin's going to have to come up with a hit. In the meantime, Coach Schill comes out to check on Macy. Macy says, hey, I'm okay. Macy's a tough kid, Steve. It's one of those deals. Even if she wasn't okay, my guess is she wouldn't tell you. But a huge, chaotic first out here of that 5th inning, if you will, for the Royals. And if you're Hillsboro, that's an unfortunate break. That ball was hit super hard up the middle of the field. That's in many opportunities, that's a single. But we talk about softball's a frustrating game because a lot of times the hardest hit balls don't work out for you.
Hansen swings and misses. That is, if you're in a game down 8-0, obviously you want to be aggressive on the base pass, but you cannot record your first out at home plate. That's a bad play.
Steve, it makes me wonder if they do try to take second base, if Claire Nelson will go ahead and take the out, and if Assumption will sacrifice the run for the opportunity to Claire Nelson to throw a strike and record the out at second base. It'd be an interesting decision. But after Hillsboro was so aggressive on the bases with 1 out, it makes you wonder, or with no outs, it makes you wonder if they'll chance it with 2 outs, as they're going to need a big inning to get themselves back into this. But Macy now up, no balls, 2 strikes on Hansen here in the top half of the 6th inning, with Assumption up 8-0 over Hillsboro.
Runners at the corners and 1 away. Hansen, a couple of strikeouts today. Popped up, foul territory, and a miscommunication again by the Royals, and that one's going to fall harmlessly. And Hansen's not one that you want to give another opportunity to, but she will hear 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One inevitable factor in every softball game I've ever been a part of is extra outs tend to kill you, and that's one where that ball is hit where Madison Moss doesn't break on it. Claire Nelson's got a long way to run.
And a swing and a miss. They have struck out Michelin Hansen 3 times today. Strikeout number 11 for Macy Vullert, 2 away.
Steve, what's your guess? You think Macy looks okay?
Yeah, I think she's doing all right.
I think she's probably all right in terms of where it goes. Hey, I want to go ahead and thank all of our sponsors here and all the people watching. It's not without that combination that we can bring you high school softball for free here on Zaleski Sports.
Grounded ball over to Kavanaugh at second and gets the out at first as Madison Moss hangs on to it to end the 6th inning. No runs on 3 hits. Hillsboro leaves 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 8-0 Assumption. Back after this on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Just give me 1 second.
To the bottom of the 6th inning we go here in New Lisbon. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Assumption, leading 8-0. As, again, the Royals will have Kavanaugh, Nelson, and Vullert here in the home half of the 6th, looking to punch their ticket to state for the 3rd consecutive year. Teams that have already punched their ticket Pacelli and Mosinee. Mosinee Indians making it back to state. Pacelli back-to-back years. Ari Kavanaugh, a 3-run home run in her last at-bat. Score from Blair Taylor is 0-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Auburndale has runners at second and third with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, 0-0. Ari Kavanaugh to lead things off here. Squares the bunt, gets it down right in front of the circle, and she gets on with a leadoff bunt single.
Steve, the way that Ari Kavanaugh runs, if she's going to be able to place that bunt perfectly like that, it's going to be really tough to get her. The Royals need 2 runs to get out of here in the 6th inning, and I'm sure that Coach Nelson would absolutely go ahead and love to do that as they're looking to go ahead and punch their ticket to state. So with Ari Kavanaugh on first, 8-0 lead, Kavanaugh at first, up comes number 1, Claire Nelson.
Nelson, the throw down to second, not in time. Ari steals second, and runner at second now with nobody out for Claire Nelson, the RBI machine for Assumption.
And runner in scoring position, you got to be thinking that Claire is looking to add to her total right now.
Especially with the great speed at second with Kavanaugh. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes, I believe.
And on deck, the hot-hitting Macy Bullard, who's already hit one out of the particular ballpark. Again, 2 runs for the Royals, and they can end it without having to go to retire those last 3 outs here in the 6th inning.
3-0 down to Nelson with Vollert on deck.
I'm sure that Claire will, I mean, at this point, obviously Assumption needs a base runner. I'm sure Claire would like to end it with the swing of the bat, but as patient as she is, we'll see if Coach Nelson gives her the red light.
Misses high, and a walk here to Nelson will bring up Macy Vollert with 2 on and nobody out.
Well, what do you think, Steve? Should we should Macy Vollert, who has pretty much done it on both sides of the ball all day long, go ahead and can she send us to state with the swing of the bat?
Could do it. With Kavanaugh and Nelson, the runners. Vollert looks at a ball high. Sneaky speed at first, very good speed at second.
Again, Hillsboro has 2 seniors on their roster here, Steve.
Vollert to short, bobbled again across, and not in time, and the bases are loaded here on the error by Hora.
Number 9, Peyton Sullivan, is the senior. And I believe maybe it's just 1 senior.
Yeah, I think 1.
Just 1 senior.
Yeah.
So number 9, Peyton Sullivan, is a senior for Hillsboro.
How fitting is this right here? The lone senior for Assumption, Lydia Smits, with a chance to put her team in the state tournament. That one's going to be hit hard to left, and it's over the head, and 2 will score. That's Kavanaugh, that's Nelson, and the Assumption Royals are heading to the state tournament for the 3rd straight year. Lydia Smits, a 2 RBI double, and the Royals win it 10-0.
Steve, this season started with an unknown, and it ends with an improbable state run as the Royals go ahead and celebrate on the field. Want to take an opportunity to go ahead and congratulate the Hillsboro Tigers on an absolutely outstanding season. But today, too much Macy Vollert, too much hitting from the Assumption Royals as they go ahead and punch their ticket for the 3rd straight year to state. Congratulations, Assumption. Congratulations, Macy Vollert. Congratulations, Rob Schill and Coach Nelson. Again, they don't rebuild in this particular program. They just simply reload. My goodness, Steve, what a ball game.
What a fitting end for Assumption. Lydia Smits, a 2 RBI double. The lone senior for the Royals punches the ticket for Assumption to the 2024 WIAA state tournament next week in Madison. Wow, what a finish here today. Royals win it 10-0 as they will go through Hillsboro's and Assumption's plaque ceremony, and then we will be here in throughout the evening with post-game interviews and our Next Step Prosthetics post-game show. Assumption 10 and Hillsboro 0. Royals will head back to the state tournament for the 3rd consecutive year, and we'll just turn our mics down here to alleviate the wind and then come back with your trophy presentation for Assumption and then our post-game interviews. For the third year in a row, the Assumption Royals girls softball team is state bound. And what a win here tonight. Dominating performance by the Royals, 10-0 over the Hillsboro Tigers. And again, it is a fitting end for Lydia Smits, having the game-winning 2 RBI double for Assumption to punch their ticket to the state tournament. Paul Jaglinski will be joining us here in just a moment with our post-game show. Have interviews from a ton of the girls and Coach Schill and Coach Nelson. It's a beautiful day in Wisconsin Rapids. It's a beautiful day in central Wisconsin. And the Assumption Royals, for the third year in a row, will be heading to the WIAA State Softball Tournament. Kind of makes you emotional a little bit, the way that it ended, the way that it started this year. A lot of question marks, looking pretty in question after their game against Sevastopol, but nonetheless, this Assumption Royals team heading back to the WIAA State Tournament. Congratulations to Assumption. Congratulations to Hillsboro on a tremendous season, and likely see the Tigers again next year. The Royals heading back to the Royals, heading back to the state tournament. Absolutely outstanding for Coach Nelson and Coach Schill. Wonderful. We'll have coaches and players interviews here in just a moment with Paul Jaglinski.
We're back at New Lisbon with Coach Schill and Coach Nelson, who have led the Assumption Royals to state. Again, gentlemen, congratulations. So let's start with the obvious. to last year when we were on this field, you had a team of returning starters coming off a state championship. The expectation was to be here and win that game. When you started the season, I don't think that was necessarily the expectation. Can you just talk about the growth of this team from where it started to what this accomplishment means today?
Oh, we knew it all the way. We thought we were going back to no. I'm so proud of these kids. The way this year started, we were just talked about it. Half of them couldn't play catch in the gym at St. Vincent's, but boy, they've come together. They've worked really, really hard. We've coached them really, really hard, maybe too hard at times, but boy, they've responded.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I think every team, especially when you accomplish something like this, is really special. Can you guys talk about why this is maybe special or what this one feels like? How is it a little bit different than maybe what some of the previous runs look like?
Well, you know, we learned what we didn't know early in the season. And we had to learn some stuff for the first time in a little bit. And it was hard on us. It was hard on the girls. But, you know, through some pain and some suffering, we were able to figure some things out. And they persevered and just got after it. And it's a testament to them as players to not just accept that it was going to be a down year. It was said. They had heard it. People were wrong.
Yeah, and, you know, reward is great when you've worked this hard, right? I mean, this is the hardest we've coached. This is the hardest we've had worked a team, and to get back to Madison's amazing.
You know, before we bring in the ladies, I would be remiss to not ask this question. You graduated a tremendous amount of senior leadership last year. You graduated a Division I pitcher. So, you know, with only one senior, talk about just how the players not only have developed, you can see it on the field, but how have you been able to go ahead and overcome a 1-4 start, you know, maybe a tough stretch against Stratford where you didn't win a conference and didn't, you know, where you had a chance at and didn't get down. Just talk about where the leadership for this particular team comes from with losing all those seniors.
Well, obviously Lydia, our one senior, is an incredible leader. She's been with us since freshman years, parked out here in center field since her first game. Our juniors act like seniors. They've been at Madison twice. They were put under the lights at a very young age. And, you know, they lead by example. I would say they're quiet leaders, along with Lydia. You know, they work really hard, and all of a sudden they turn around and the freshmen were following. You know, to me, that's where it all started in the game.
Yeah, the 5 we returned have plenty of state experience. They don't feel like first timers. They don't feel like, I talked about that with Jason today. You know, it's kind of funny. Our juniors and seniors and sophomore expected to be here. Our freshmen had no clue we were here.
Yeah.
So it was.
They might not know if we're going
They might not even
yet.
know if we practice Monday. But you know what? To their credit, ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah.
And I thought 1 through 9 in the lineup, everybody came through at some point and just kind of did something to help us to impact the game, and that's all we can ask.
Good team win.
Yeah, Coach Nelson, Coach Schill, on behalf of the entire Assumption community and everybody watching, it's been a treat to watch you. Congratulations, and we look forward to watching you in Madison. Congratulations on an absolutely great season. With that in mind, let's bring in Lydia Schmidt, and let's bring in Smits and Macy Vullert. So, ladies, first of all, congratulations. It's a 3rd straight trip to state. Macy, you don't know anything different in terms of where it goes, but let's start with the lone senior. So, Lydia, I asked the question to Coach Nelson and Coach Schill. Let's start there. What has the burden of responsibility been like being the lone senior and ensuring that the standard is this, we're going to state? How do you make sure that happens graduating with what you did?
Well, I like the 4 seniors last year really had big shoes for me to fill. They were really good. And just really good energy and really brought our team together. And that's why we did so well in the past years. So I think the chemistry that we built this year really just contributed to the win. Our bonding over the season has really, starting from not so great to where we are now, it's really brought us together and allowed us to make a trip to Goodman again.
Steve and I talked about it. Couldn't be more fitting that you come up with an opportunity that if you get a hit, you can go ahead and carry this team or send this team to state. You rope a line drive to left, which goes ahead and brings in those 2 game-winning runs. Can you just tell me what went through your mind and what the emotion of that is like? I mean, talk about a memory and a big shot. Can you just talk a little bit about that, Lydia?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it's a dream come true just to be with these girls, and I mean, I owe it all to them and my awesome pitcher and everybody. I mean, we love being a team, and it was amazing to be the last call that brought us to state.
Well, the good news is that you have at least one more at-bat coming next week down in Madison. Congratulations, Lydia, on a great season. We're going to go ahead and bring in Macy, and then we're going to let you go ahead and call over your teammates to go ahead and put them in the house as you're heading to state. But let's talk to Macy before we do that. So, Macy, let's start with this. Back-to-back games where you've gone and hit a home run. We're going to talk about the pitching in a little bit, but all of a sudden your stick has gotten really hot at the right time. How are you seeing the ball? What's going through your mind as you're at the plate right now?
Well, I just want to hit. That's put the ball in play, get runners on, and score. I mean, that's the only way to do it. So my approach at the plate has been go get some, I guess. I mean, I don't really. For me, the key is to just not think about it. Like, when I think too much about hitting, there's no way I'm putting the ball in play. So.
I love it, Steve. The thought is go get some. We definitely need to reference that next time. I said the bartender ordered a shot of Jack because you hit one that still hasn't landed in the first inning. That was outstanding. So you threw a great ball game. I actually have a question about that, but I want to talk a little bit about in that first inning, Ari knocked down a ball. Maybe it was in the second inning. Ari knocked down a ball, then went to the outfield and went ahead and was able to record that out. And I really felt like that changed the ball game. Can you just talk about a little bit about what it's been like to be on the mound and how your defense has grown behind you from maybe where it was against Sevastopol to where it is now, and how that changes your confidence and approach?
For sure. As a defensive team, we've grown immensely since Sevastopol, and our defense handles adversity amazingly. Like, we really, Ari, after that ball, she went and got the out. She didn't think about what just happened. She said, I want that out, so she went and got it. So it's really cool to have that solid defense behind me to know it's in their hands if I can't pull something together.
Outstanding. And again, one more. So I think when you graduate a pitcher like Ava Schill, the expectations are, well, you're going to see a downturn. So those, when you talk about big shoes to fill, all of a sudden you step in and you've been almost untouchable in the playoffs. How have you grown, and how has maybe Coach Schill or Coach Nelson or maybe even Claire Nelson behind the plate really helped you to be able to step into that role leading this team on the mound to state?
Really big, Ava's big shoes is the understatement of the century. I mean, for her to be my role model as my cousin too is really cool, but Claire behind the plate hyping me up after every single pitch is awesome, and my coaches just put all of their trust in me is really, really cool. So when I know they have faith in me, that's easier for me to do what I need to do.
Congratulations, Macy. I think that's outstanding. Lydia, I'm going to go ahead and give this to you. I want you to go ahead and call in the ladies. I'm going to step away. Then when you get ready, you know exactly what we're going to do and exactly what we're going to say, right? All right. The last senior responsibility you have today. Here you go.
Thank you.
Come here, guys. Okay, we're going to say we're the Assumption Royals, and we're going to state, and we're in the house. We're in the Assumption Royals. We're in state. We're going to state. We're in the state-bound Assumption Royals, and we're in the house. We're the Assumption Royals. We're state-bound. We're in the house. Yes. Okay. Got it? Okay. You got it. I don't know. We're the Assumption Royals. We are the Assumption Royals. We're state-bound, and we're going to the house. Or we're in the house. We got it. We don't. Yes, we do. Everybody, one more time. We're the Assumption Royals. No.
And we're in the house.
Yes. We're going to state.
We're going to state. We're in the house.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
We're the Assumption Royals. We're going to state, and we're in the house.
The Assumption Royals again for the third year in a row heading back to Madison for the state tournament as they took down Hillsboro 10-0 today. Again, they either play on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. We'll have that, or on Friday morning at 8 a.m. Thank you all. Thank you all for making us part of your Thursday night here in New Lisbon. Again, it's kind of an emotional game here for the Assumption Royals and all of us involved with Assumption, as they will head to state for the third year in a row, knocking off Hillsboro today, 10-0. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our viewers. And it's been one heck of a spring, and it will continue next week in Madison. For my broadcast partner, Paul J. Glinsky, this is Steve May signing off from New Lisbon High School here in the sectional final. The Assumption Royals heading back to state here in 2024. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday for sectional baseball. I'll be in Blair Taylor for Pittsville and Bangor or Oliva Strumped starting at 10 a.m. Again, from all of us here at Zaleski Sports, thank you for a tremendous spring season. We'll talk to you again next week from Goodman Diamond in Madison for the Division 5 state semifinal. Either 8:30 p.m. on Thursday or 8 a.m. on Friday. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. You have been watching exclusive high school softball coverage on Zaleski Sports. So long, everyone.